Imagine this. You're on live television, millions watching, you're kind of new, still finding your feet.
Yeah.
And there's this voice in your ear, the producers, pushing you to ask that question.
The one you really, really don't want to ask. The one that feels, just wrong.
Exactly. Invasive, maybe even cruel. The
Yeah.
clock's ticking down.
Yeah.
10 seconds to commercial.
10 seconds.
Yeah.
That's all Savannah Guthrie had. And boom.
Yeah.
She asked Khloé Kardashian the question about her paternity. A question she says has haunted her for, over a decade now?
It tapped into this whole messy, long-running celebrity rumor. Huge denials followed. Just massive.
Welcome to Starscope Report.
This is where we get into the real stories behind the headlines. Hollywood drama, music industry chaos, viral moments. We dig into it all.
I'm Jamie.
And I'm Jordan. Today, we're looking at Savannah Guthrie's big regret, that most embarrassing TV moment she confessed to.
And we're going to use that as a lens, to see how the pressure worked back then in 2012 versus the kind of stuff celebrities choose to reveal now. It's wild.
Yeah, the whole landscape has shifted. So if you love getting into these Hollywood twists and turns, make sure you hit subscribe. We've got plenty more coming.
Okay, so let's set the scene for Guthrie's regret.
Right. This came up recently, didn't it? On the Today Show, October 20th broadcast.
Yep. She talked about it then. And the actual interview was way back in 2012 with Khloé Kardashian. Guthrie was, pretty new on the show at that point.
And that's key, right? She wasn't the established anchor we see now. She was still building her authority.
Totally. And she said herself she felt all this pressure from the producers, specifically. They wanted that dishy question.
The viral soundbite. Ratings gold, I guess.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But Guthrie, she said she personally didn't want to ask it. You can feel that conflict, the journalistic side versus the network demands.
So she stalled. She figured maybe if I ask it right at the very, very end.
Like sneak it in under the wire. She said 10 seconds before we were going to break.
Which just made it sound, rushed and awkward.
Oh, completely. The phrasing she remembered was just a tangle. Something like, very quickly, speaking of rumors, actually, I think we're out of time. Nothing more to say about what people said about who your biological father.
Oof. You can just hear the panic in that sentence structure. Trying to ask and apologize at the same time.
It's rough. But Khloé apparently was amazing.
Yeah, Guthrie said she handled it with grace and humor. Laughed it off.
Yep. Replied something like, I don't know who my daddy is. Just deflected it completely. Guthrie called her a total class act. Said she saved my butt.
So, a huge moment of regret for the host, but for Khloé, maybe just another Tuesday dealing with that rumor.
Exactly. Because that rumor wasn't new. It was this massive thing already. The question was just poking the iceberg.
And the sources fueling it were kind of surprising.
Right. But wait until you hear how Khloé hit back publicly. The very same day that interview aired. She was not happy.
Okay, so why was this the dishy question? What was the actual root of the rumor in 2012?
Well, it was being pushed hard, especially by Star magazine. And they were quoting Robert Kardashian Sr.'s ex-wives. After his death, obviously.
Right, not Kris Jenner, his later wife.
Exactly. Jan Ashley, his second wife, claimed Robert told her, Khloé's not really a Kardashian.
Oh, that's direct.
And then Ellen Pearson Kardashian, his third wife, she claimed Robert not, did question the fact that Khloé was his. So you had these claims coming from people supposedly close to him.
And then there was the whole O.J. Simpson angle.
Always the O.J. angle, because he was a close family friend, Robert's client. And people kept saying Khloé resembled him. It was just relentless speculation, honestly.
No wonder Khloé was furious. So the same day the Guthrie interview airs, she goes off.
Oh, yeah. On Twitter, she slammed the accusers, called them disgusting for using her dad's name like that. She said, I let a lot of things slide, but this one is really low. You could feel the anger.
But even that didn't kill the rumor, did it?
Not even close. It's fascinating how persistent it was. I mean, Robert Kardashian Sr. himself had stated legally back in 1999 in a court document that he had 4 biological children.
4, including Khloé, stated legally.
Yep. And still, the rumor kept going. Even O.J. had to keep addressing it.
Right, I remember that. He put out that video, when was it, 2019?
Yeah, on Twitter.
Yeah.
Said he was very proud of Khloé, thought she was great, but flat out. The simple facts of the matter is, she is not mine.
Pretty clear denial.
You'd think. But then even later, 2022, he's on the Full Send podcast and he's denying it again. Said it ain't true and added he was dating supermodels. back when Kris was married to Robert.
The fact that he had to deny it multiple times over years
Yeah.
just shows how sticky that kind of gossip can be once it's out there.
It just lives on, regardless of the facts. So, okay, back in 2012, you have this anchor, Guthrie, feeling terrible about asking an invasive question based on external gossip. That felt like crossing a line then.
A line of basic decency? Maybe. But fast forward to now, and the whole dynamic feels flipped on its head.
Totally flipped. It's less about journalists pushing for invasive stuff and more about, well, celebrities seemingly feeling this internal pressure to share everything, like absolutely everything.
Yeah, the boundaries have just dissolved.
Yeah.
It's a perfect pivot, actually. If Guthrie regretted asking about paternity, what are stars voluntarily confessing now? It's a whole different world.
It really is. The stuff that might have ended careers back then is now like a funny anecdote for a talk show.
Okay, let's run through some examples. Starting kind of light, maybe. Janet Kramer and asparagus.
Yeah. Janet Kramer talked about going on a few dates with Chris Evans. This is before he was Captain America, early days.
Yeah.
And her last memory involves, well, bathroom timings. She'd eaten asparagus, used the bathroom, and he went in right after her. She mentioned the distinct odor.
Oh, no, asparagus pea, that's specific.
Super specific. She called it the asparagus walk of shame the next morning. Said she never heard from him again.
Wow. Okay, that's mortifying on a personal level, but sharing it publicly, that's the shift, right? That used to be a secret you'd die with.
Exactly. Now it's content. And then you have couples like Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher taking it even further.
That open door policy.
Yeah. She revealed they have an open door policy at home, which apparently includes the bathroom.
Includes the bathroom. Why?
Her reasoning was the kids kept knocking anyway, so they just decided to make bodily function as a very standard norm.
Yeah.
No privacy needed, I guess.
That just feels, wow, the idea of celebrity mystique is completely gone there. It's all...
It seems to be the new definition of authentic.
Yeah.
Right? Sharing the raw, maybe even the gross details. It makes you real.
And it's happening in professional settings, too, not just personal life. Look at Jelly Roll.
Oh, man, that story. He confessed his most embarrassing moment ever. Not like forgetting lyrics or falling.
Worse.
Much worse. He said on the Jennifer Hudson show that he pooped his pants on stage during his show.
No, seriously.
Seriously. He said he was sure it was just air. But the crowd's reaction told him otherwise. He watched them go from loving him to just being completely out instantly.
Okay, the contrast there is stark. Guthrie regrets asking about a rumor. Jelly Roll volunteers the story of a deeply humiliating physical incident that nobody else might have even known about.
The currency of shock value has definitely inflated. And it's not just performers. Even journalists sometimes get pulled into oversharing now. Remember Jenna Bush Hager?
Oh, right. The going commando thing?
Yeah, revealing on the Today Show she often doesn't wear underwear. Said it creates a more pretty silhouette, and you don't have to pack as much.
Practical reasons for sharing your underwear choices with millions? It's a choice.
It really makes you wonder, like, why? Why this level of voluntary exposure? Is it trying to control the narrative?
Yeah.
Get ahead of any potential leaks?
Or is it just the fear of being ignored? Like, any attention, even for something embarrassing, is better than no attention. The need to stay relevant.
Probably a bit of both, you
Yeah.
know? That constant need for cultural oxygen, as you said. And speaking of needing attention, we kind of have to circle back to the family that started this whole fame game, in a way.
Ah, you mean the Kardashians?
Who else? Because when we talk about the absolute extreme of celebrity confession, Kim Kardashian took it to a whole other level.
The New York Times interview about anti-aging.
Exactly. They asked how far she'd go to look younger, and her answer was, well, it was something else.
She actually said she might eat poop daily, if it worked.
Yep. I might eat poop every single day if it would guarantee looking younger. She did walk it back slightly later, saying she was kind of joking.
Kind of.
But then she added she'd probably eat maybe just a bite of feces for youth.
It's staggering, the pressure then versus the pressure now.
It really is. In 2012, the pressure was external producers wanting gossip, leading to a journalist's regret over asking. Now it feels like the pressure is internal stars feeling they have to offer up shock value, maybe driven by fear of fading away.
The irony is incredible. Savannah Guthrie regrets asking about a rumor someone else started. Kim Kardashian volunteers the idea of eating excrement for the spotlight. It's the same world, but the pressures have completely warped.
And maybe that's something for you listening to think about. If it guaranteed your success, your relevance, what's the most private thing about yourself you'd share with the world? Where's that line for you?
You've been listening to Starscope Report, where we dive deep into the moments shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.